Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss about the glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase or G6PD test. It is one of the important investigation to be done in the hematology lab, and it is not routinely performed, but it is a special type of hematological investigation. So if we go through the if we go through the role of the G6PD enzyme that is involved in the glycolytic pathway, or this pathway is called a hexose monophosphate shunt, and in this pathway we can see the glucose is converted into glucose 6 phosphate, and this glucose 6 phosphate is converted into 6 phosphogluconate or gluconic acid. During this conversion there is an involvement of the glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme, and simultaneously this also convert the oxidized NADP to reduced NADP, and this NADP is basically required for the conversion of the oxidized glutathione into reduced glutathione, and this reduced glutathione is basically work as the antioxidants. So we will discuss about these in the upcoming slides. So if we go through the role of the glutathione, it is basically help in the breakdown of the nutrients, and it also help in the regulation of the immune responses. So it is very important, and the most important function is to protect the cell against the oxidative stress. So during the cellular mechanism, lot of free radicals they are produced, and these free radicals are basically managed by the these antioxidant such as glutathione. So this is a simple diagram. Here you can see the free radicals. It is basically they are very reactive species. They can react with the healthy cell, and they can denature the proteins which are present within the cell. So it is very important to inhibit these free radicals. So this is basically done by the antioxidant, and these antioxidant basically provide the a electron to the free radicals which are electron deficient. So it is given by the antioxidants, and in turn it will inhibit the function of the free radicals. So if you go through the free radicals, they are, in the body there are multiple mechanisms by which the free radicals they are generated. The UV radiation, pollution, especially the cigarette smoking, and the stress, mental and physical stress, and poor nutrition. These are the few causes by which a lot of free radicals are generated in the body, and these free radicals they may be causative agent for the cancer, aging, and the heart attack, diabetes, dermatitis, and other complications. So this is how the free radicals they are generated, and they will cause the problem to the person. So if you go through the antioxidant, these are the compounds basically which inhibit the oxidation, and basically they protect from the free radical. The cell is protected from the damage by the free radical. Is basically done by the antioxidant, and these antioxidant basically vitamin C or thiol groups antioxidant are very commonly antioxidant which are present in the food. So here in the diagram you can see there are few food items which are very rich in the antioxidant, such as dark chocolates, blueberries, beans, red cabbage, strawberries, spinach, green tea, and many more are there in which the antioxidant are commonly present. So if you go through the G6PD deficiency, it is one of the inherited disorders, and usually the males are the sufferers, and it is very common in the Africa and South Asian countries. And in G6PD deficient patient, usually the problems start with the infection, or due to stress or fava beans ingestion or aspirin or other drugs. And whenever G6PD patient or person will take such type of medications, the patient will develop different type of symptoms such as fever, dark urine, abdominal pain, back pain, fatigue, and the pale skin. So this is the basically clinical presentation of the G6PD deficiency. So in the peripheral smear we can see in the blood smear, so there are typical type of cells which are present. They are called as cystocytes, or they are also called called as white cells, and these are basically formed due to the these cells basically which contain the abnormal denatured protein. They are bited by the splenic macrophages, and they, because of that, the part of the plasma membrane, it has been removed, and the cells basically they appears as a white cell in the peripheral blood smear. On the other hand, we can also see due to the action of these free radicals, there is a formation of the hinge bodies, and these hinge bodies are formed due to the denaturation of the protein, and these can be observed under the supravital staining by using crescent violet, and all of these leads to the extravascular hemolysis of the RBCs. So the patient will have the splenomegaly along with the indirect hyperbilirubinemia. So this will be the feature of this condition. If we go through the certain drugs which can cause hemolysis in the G6PD deficiency, such as analgesics such as aspirin, phenacetin, and antimalarial are very common drugs which can cause hemolysis in the G6PD deficient patient, especially the primaquine, primamethamine, quinine, chloroquine, and primaquine. So these are the drugs. And apart from this, there are certain antibacterial drugs as well, such as sulfonamides, dapsons, nitrofurantoin, clomphenicol, quinolones, and there are miscellaneous drugs as well, such as vitamin K and quinidine and phenylhydrazine, and these all can lead to the G6PD problem to the G6PD deficient patient, or hemolysis to the G6PD patients. If we go through the principle, as we have discussed about that, glucose 6-phosphate along with the NADP, it is converted into 6-phosphoglucuronic acid and NADPH, and this NADPH is basically combines with a chemical that is called as 2,6-dichlorophenol endophenols, and this chemical or compound is basically a blue colored compound, and whenever there is a production of NADPH, this NADPH react with this compound, blue color compound, and form the NADP and reduced DCPIP, a colorless compound. So the conversion of this blue color to the colorless solution is called as decolorization time, and this time is basically recorded in the G6PD test. So the normal time of this decolorization time, which is basically normal in the healthy persons or who are not deficient, it is around 30 minutes to 60 minutes. So if we go through the procedure, the first step we have to do is to prepare the hemolysates. Preparation is done. For this we used to take a test tube, and to this test tube we will add 2.5 ml of distilled water and 50 microliter of fresh blood, which is taken in the EDTA vial, and we used to mix this solution, and it has been kept for 5 minutes at room temperature, and this is how the hemolysate is prepared. And we will take another test tube. To this test tube we will add 1 ml of the hemolysate, and we will add bromocresol blue 0.5 ml, and over this the solution we used to add 2 ml of the liquid paraffin and keep it at 37 degrees centigrade, and we will use to note the decolorization time, that is the conversion of blue color of the compound to colorless solution. And nowadays it is these G6PD vials, they are commercially available, and we have to add only 1 ml of hemolysate to that, and 2 ml of liquid paraffin, and we can use that commercially available vial as well for the test. The normal decolorization time, as we have discussed, it is around 30 to 60 minutes in healthy individuals. So those who are deficient in the G6PD, the deficiency may be homozygous or heterozygous. In the homozygous, both the alleles they are defective, the maternal allele as well as the paternal allele. So the duration, basically it will take more duration or more time to decolorize. The decolorization may take 140 minutes to 24 hours or even more. And in case of heterozygous deficient G6PD patients or persons, they will have a longer duration, that is 90 minutes to 6 hours. So this is how we can differentiate between the homozygous and heterozygous. So this is all about the G6PD test, and this is one of the my book which is available on pothi.com as ebook. It is called as Interpretation of CBC histograms. So even someone used to learn about these histograms, they can purchase this book from this site pothi.com. I hope this video will be useful for your knowledge. Thank you very much for watching.